Hi, it's Joanna here, and in this interview, I'm interviewing Gretchen in Canada. Hello, Gretchen. How are you?
I'm
Tell
great this
people,
morning. Thank you.
awesome. Tell people what it is that you do in the world.
Okay, so right now I am a wellness lifestyle coach and I write and I help people discover for themselves how great they really are.
Amazing. I love that. So, when did you find our experiment? Were you already on our mailing list, or was it something that a friend or somebody sent it to you? How did you first hear about the experiment?
A friend actually introduced me to it back in the end of December last year.
Okay.
And I went and I read about it and I went, that's absolutely for me because things have to change for me. I can't continue the way I am. So I jumped right
Yeah.
in.
I love it. I love it. So, were you on the opening call on the 1st of January? Were you on
I
that
was.
call? You
I
were.
was.
And
Yeah.
did that, was that a mind bomb when you realized, like, oh my God, I'm actually so much closer to a million than I ever thought possible?
Yes. It was eye-opening to say the least.
I love that. I love that. And throughout the container, obviously, there was a lot in that container. We had daily posts, we had the podcast, we had the lab notes, we had the book. What's a favorite piece of yours from the container? What have you loved in the $1 million container?
I have listened to every single interview that you have done, and some of them more than once. And every single time I listen to one, I learn something new, which for me is really important because I'm a Gemini and research and development is my jam. That's what I do. As a result of being part of the experiment, I have written and published a book. I'm
Amazing.
writing a second book. I've opened an Etsy store. I have my own website. I have a Facebook group. What else am I doing? Oh, yeah, I created and developed 5 journals that have also been published. And things just keep
Mind
happening
blowing.
more and more.
I love it. I love it. What a result from just jumping into this experiment.
Yeah.
I love that you've loved the podcast because I have really adored doing those interviews. So very fitting that you're actually on the podcast as well yourself, which is really cool. But they were what I really wanted to say about the podcast. They were like I called it the millionaire marinade, because I thought if we can marinate in these vibes of how people are thinking, how they're approaching their lives when they're already self-made multimillionaires, that's the vibes that we need to marinate in. And I love how much it shifted you. Have you felt that this year you've taken more action than other years?
I have done more this year than I have my entire life. I was a nurse well, I'm still a nurse, for an active nurse for over 20 years. And I had to leave the profession because of mental, physical, emotional, just spiritually burnt out. My health was suffering. I was not the person that I knew I could be. And I knew there was more for me. But I was in a terrible depression for a long time. Left my partnership of 20 years and became a single mother with absolutely no income and have been making my
Huge.
way back from that over the past 4 years. And this last year has taught me that I am much more than I see in the mirror, that I have potential every day that I wake up, and that I can make a difference and I can serve people in a new way.
Oh my goodness, I love that. I just adore that. Anybody that sat on the fence about joining us in the next year for a similar, but this time it's going to be called the experience, because we've actually had 2 people that have reached the million so far that we know of. And what would you say to someone that was maybe considering jumping into a container like this?
The beauty of the container is it doesn't matter where you start from or what your final objective is. I know that I'm not going to make my $1 million this year, but I also know I have set myself up to do that next year.
I love
So
that.
just having the potential to develop yourself, to change your mindset, to shift in ways you never thought possible for yourself is worth every penny.
Oh my God, I love that. And that's what we were hoping with a container, that we would plant some really powerful seeds for people that would grow into, and maybe the million wouldn't happen this year for some, but that knowledge that we imparted in there wasn't going to go anywhere. It's still going to just grow and grow inside a person so that it gets them to a point where they can create a business or life beyond their wildest dreams. And that was a big hope that we had. And just to hear what a profound shift it's had this year on you is just incredible. I mean, I'm so happy.
Yeah. Like I always wrote, but I never thought that it was something that could bring me such a joy.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that I can take everything that I've learned from nursing and everything that I've experienced in my life and turn it into something that can help somebody else has been the biggest shift that I've had. And it just continues to grow every day. I wake up every day knowing that the potential for me is there, that I am surrounded by the energy and the power that I need to impart all of this to other people. And I never thought that was possible.
I love this. I love this. And this is what it is, and think of the ripples that this can create going forward. Because as you activate your people, they go on to activate more people and so forth. It is we never know where the ripples that we create are going to ever stop, if they ever stop, if they just keep rippling out. And I just love this. And you're really the embodiment of that. And what a huge mindset shift. What have you felt? Obviously waking up each day feeling that you have this huge potential inside of you now. That is a huge mindset shift inside you already. But what other mindset shifts have you felt through the container, felt through being part of my world for a year?
One of the things that I did as I was researching for the first book that I wrote, I have some chronic health conditions that I'm dealing with, but I managed to completely heal myself from two of them already. And I'm working on the third one. And to be able to walk without pain, to get up every day and know that I have the energy and the capability to do things that a year ago I couldn't do has been one of the most profound things that has happened. And I now live in a place of joy every day. And so much has changed. People notice when they talk to me that I'm not the same person I was a year ago.
Yeah, this is the thing. I think one of the running jokes that my team and I have is that people should really take before and after pictures of entering my world.
I probably should have, but I'm not very good at doing selfies. They don't turn out
So
very well yet. But the fact that I'm actually, doing things that I have loved all my life and have put away for so long has freed so much of who I am. I have boundaries in place that I never thought I could hold. And that was a huge thing for me. I'm making decisions that are for my future self and not for myself today because I know she's there waiting for me. These are all things that never would have entered my mind had I not done the experiment.
Oh, I love this. And this healing journey is so powerful as well because, I healed myself from chronic illness as well. And it is such a powerful thing because until you experience daily pain and then experience days without pain after daily pain has been such a constant,
Yeah.
I mean, that in itself is like winning the lottery. I mean, it feels like I remember I remember when the first time that my chronic pain had totally let up and I woke up in the morning and something felt different and I couldn't quite put the finger on it. And by 10 o'clock in the morning, I was in floods of tears. My husband was really concerned and he was saying, what's going on? What's happening? And I was like, it's my first day without any pain.
Yeah.
And I was just so relieved that I didn't have that pain in my body because it was because the feeling of having no pain in the body was such an alien feeling.
Hmm.
So I mean, what an achievement in itself.
Yeah, it's
That is
been
a priceless achievement.
it's a priceless gift that I didn't expect when I started this experiment. I mean, this has been ongoing since I was some of it since I was 12 years old. So to now be here and know that most days I'm going to be pain free and I can do the things that I need to do to get through my day without having to worry about if I have to go have a nap or, I just have to stop whatever I'm doing. Every day isn't perfect, but it's so much better than it was a year ago. And that is indescribable for
Amazing.
people who haven't gone through something like that.
Amazing. And that's a testament to source alignment.
It
I
is.
really truly believe that like everything is made perfect in source alignment. And the more
Yeah.
that we align, the less we suffer,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. And
um,
everything I do now is all about um, my core alignment. It's all about helping other people, serving other people in the way that I know I'm capable of doing. And even when I was nursing, as good as I was at what I did and how much joy it brought me when I could help people, it's not the same as how I feel now.
yeah, probably with the nursing, there was probably some of that boundaries missing, right? So we were flipping into that servitude instead of just serving, right? Because I think that's a big tricky part for a lot of people. We
Yeah,
have this urge to give, we have this urge to help other people, but we're often helping others to the detriment of ourselves, which imbalances the energy.
which is what happened and which is why I burnt out. I mean, I was asked when this pandemic started, a lot of my nursing friends who miss working with me were, texting me saying, "You have to come back, you have to help us." And I'm like, no, it's not going to happen. I am so sorry. I love you, but I am not going back into an environment that sucks everything out of me and exhausts me every single day. It just is no longer something that I can see myself doing. And that's okay because I found something that is profoundly better for me and I'm still serving, but it's in a way that I know I'm helping people without hurting myself.
That's amazing. I love that. And you know what? That takes tremendous strength. So hats off to you for even just being able to hold that line, especially when there's people that you care about and they're like, please come back. It takes a strong character to say, I've got to do the best thing for me.
Yeah,
And I think, and that's something to be proud of as well, because that takes a lot.
it does. Considering how much they're willing to pay me, it takes an awful lot. Because I mean, right now I'm sitting on disability um, payments rather than the income that I would prefer. But I also know everything that I'm doing now will take me further and further away from being on that. So I'm fine. I get through every month because everything always works out for me. And it's all coming together in this beautiful package that I get to serve in. And it's delightful.
I love this. I love this. I love that it's planted such powerful seeds for you, and that going forward, you can see a world where everything will have shifted on the financial level, and that you've really this year just lined everything up for that to happen in the next years that come.
And I'm
And that's
excited.
the evolution and growth over a lifetime.
Exactly. And I'm really excited about what's coming in every day. Like I said, I'm waking up with joy and potential and this amazing energy that I just didn't know I was capable of having at my age.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Thank you so much, Gretchen, for coming and speaking with us today. I am absolutely just delighted to hear your story and your journey with us. Where it's just been an amazing ride this year, and I am so grateful, and for your participation in the group as well, because we always saw your comments and really showing up in the group and things like that. And I really do truly believe that life meets you at the place where you're willing to show up,
Yeah, it
and you've
does.
really,
And I keep showing up because I know that there is more out there for me. I get shown that every single day. I live with a great knowing that there is so much more for me to do and so much is coming to me and it's exciting now. Like I haven't been excited about life in a long time and this has just shown me that yeah, it's all there for me.
oh, I love it. Perfect. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having such a beautiful container.